I wanted to talk about some surgeries I've had since my accident. The biggest surgery obviously was the night of the accident, the surgery on my spine. My accident was at C4, C5, which is very high level on the spine. If you look at this graphic, everything below that level are things that I shouldn't be able to do and should have never been able to do. But if you've seen me, you can look at those and say, well, Keith does do those, and I do. I'm walking, with some assistance. So I've come a lot further than this. So I will beat all this, no problem. But if you ever see a person in a manual wheelchair pushing themselves down the street, and you say, well, why can't Keith do that? It's because their injury was at a lower level. Now here's an x-ray of my spine before the surgery, and we've seen this before. But where those two white lines right in the center disappear, that's where the damage was, and my spine was gone. Crushed in a shrapnel, pretty much is how the surgeon described it. Surgery number 2 was in October of 2015, and it was for urination. I had a catheter through my penis up to this point that drained into a tube and was captured in a Foley bag, and we emptied that Foley bag. That was causing me urinary tract infections, so to eliminate those, I had a surgery it's called a suprapubic, and it's put right into my bladder, and it's still the same tube that comes out, but it doesn't go through my penis now. It goes down the line, gets collected in a Foley bag, and then we empty that bag. You're going to see a picture now of what it's not. This is not my stomach, so don't get too excited. But that's what it looks like, though. There's a tube coming right out of my gut, and Sarah has to change that once a month just to keep everything clean. And the way she does that is she has to deflate a ball that is keeping the tube in my gut, and she has to put a new one in, inflate it with water, run the tube into the tube that leads to the bag, and she's able to do that all by herself, and she does that, like I said, about once a month. There's 2 tubes that come out of there. One is for the urine, and the other is for her to inflate that balloon to keep it in. And like I said, that was done in October of 15. Next surgery was a baclofen pump, which was done in March of 2016. Baclofen is a muscle relaxer, and to prevent spasms and things like that, I have 24 hours a day, I have a liquid medicine going through my body called baclofen, and this is what the pump looks like. It's a little hockey puck shaped thing, and it is inside my body, just left of my belly button, and you can see the like fishing line that's run outside of that. That's a catheter, and that goes right up into my spine, as we'll see on a graphic coming up. Now, surgery number 4 was to correct a crack in that catheter, and that happened in January of 2017, and that was a very painful process. When I stopped getting that baclofen, everything tightened up on me. Here is an animated look at what the baclofen pump does. There it is, like in the front, near my belly, and there's that catheter that caused me problems, but it leads right up to the spine, and it's kind of just floating in there, and it just drips medicine down all the way down my spine, and it prevents, like I said, spasms and things like that. And the doctor is able to adjust that, give me more medicine or less, and she can even, during certain parts of the day, maybe when I first wake up and I'm a little bit stiffer, she can give me more medicine, so that is easier on me. But like I said, when that catheter broke, it took us a long time to figure out what the problem was, and it was very uncomfortable and painful, and we went through a lot of different scenarios before we finally figured out that it was the catheter that did that. The pump has to get filled about every 3 months, and it's a liquid drug, and I go to the doctor's office to get that done, and it is a pretty simple process. They are able to locate. They have a tool that locates the baclofen pump, and there's a hole in the front of it, as you can see here, like a port, and they just stick a needle in there, fill it up with medicine, and they can tell again through the machine how much medicine is in there and when I would need to get it refilled again. So that's kind of a lifesaver. When I went to the airport, it didn't set off any alarms or anything like that. So that is the story of my surgeries, and hopefully that's all I'm going to have.